Ooh. Hey guys, welcome back to the Coolio Podcast. Welcome back to Season 2, Episode 108. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about the topic, can Barcelona bottle the league? Can Barcelona bottle La Liga? Is this even a possibility? Guys, today, Barcelona, they tied 0-0 with Getafe away from home. Another bad performance from FC Barcelona. And our next game is against Atletico Madrid at home. An Atletico Madrid team that has not lost in some time. If we pull up the La Liga table right now, which I'm going to do in just 1 second, as you can see right here, Atletico Madrid, they've won their last 5 games, and their stretch of wins it goes further than that. As you can see, they're only 2 points behind Real Madrid and only 13 behind Barcelona. Now, this is how the La Liga table is looking right now. That gap that we had of 13 points has been dropped to 11. Now, this isn't good because the vibes and sensations that I got from today's game. Alex, guys, as always, I post a link on Twitter. If you guys want to hop on, Accolade Podcast 10, just remember, just click on the link and you'll be able to join. But Alex, what are your thoughts on this? Can Barcelona bottle La Liga? Is this a possibility?
Well, I think before we ask that question, we gotta ask: can Barcelona score a goal? We saw today. Today was one of the worst performances I've seen all season, and that's excluding the defeat against. No, that's actually including the defeat against Madrid, because even when we've lost games, we've had a greater offensive threat, and today we looked like a second division side. We could barely connect any meaningful passes, any sequence of meaningful passes. Our defense constantly gave the ball away. Same with our midfield, and our offense was just so.
It was so poor, so
Yeah,
bland. It
so
was flat,
it was so
pedestrian.
like they weren't aggressive at all. They weren't trying to win anything. They're very docile, and I think it showed in the result. I understand Getafe defended pretty well, but again, they didn't even give us half the game that I thought they were gonna give us. So, and even with the injuries, like I, I saw today, we had the chances, we just didn't score. You know,
That chance from Rafinha, 1-on-1, you're through on goal. All you need to do is just finish it. Just put it by the net. What does he do? He shoots the ball, hits the post. The rebound, luckily, it falls to a Barcelona player, and from that open goal, all you need to do is just hit it. I know it's an uncomfortable angle, but you have the entire goal to aim at. It lands to Balde, and Balde, with his left foot, it hits the same post that Rafinha hits. It's the right post. Our most clear chance of the game, it goes untaken. We don't take the chance. Getafe 0-0, and Barcelona do not get the 3 points. And this has been a repeat of the entire season. How many results have we gotten that are just 0-1, 1-0, 0-1, 1-1, 1-0?
but yeah, but
Barcelona throughout the entire
yeah,
the story of our season has been, you know what? Let's focus on that defense because our attack has been relatively poor.
yeah,
And how can you explain this? Well, our best offensive players have been injured for the majority of the season. For example, Pedri has been injured for the last a couple of weeks. Ousmane Dembele has been injured for the last couple of months. And without these two players, I think Lewandowski, he's the one who suffers the most. Because if we look at his goal record, he's only gotten a couple goals since after the World Cup break. The majority of his goals have come from before the World Cup, and that's a big worry because if our best player, if our so-called world class number 9, is producing these numbers, then how are we going to be getting points?
yeah. And again, I think I still think Lewandowski is a world class striker by all means. I think he's a wonderful player. It's just that, again, we look at the teams he's played with. He's used to getting the ball fed to him and getting chances created, and that's fine because we know he's more of a poacher, right? He's a 9. He's a player that's not really that creative, and again, that's excuse me, that's not really an issue because you bring different attributes to the table, and I think Barcelona is a very creative team. Overall, it's just we have missed, like you said, our most creative players, and it's shown. It's definitely shown with the performances this season. That's not to say every game um, was like that, because some games we did have our best players and we still didn't have great performances. But
Yeah,
of
that's
course,
true.
those are outliers, right? You can't have perfect games every season, every game of the season. Um, But again, it's what you said before. We've had really big injuries. Pedri is a player that brings that midfield in close. Same
Hmm.
with Ousmane Dembele up top. He's a player that just creates so much danger for the offense. It's a player that he's either making the cross or taking on the man, and it's just he's a threat,
Uh-huh.
right? And yeah, no, it's especially I think it's our midfield that's
Hmm.
made us suffer the most. The
And
absences.
we haven't even talked about the absence of Frankie De Jong and the absence of Christensen, because one aspect of Christensen that's very underrated is his distribution on the ball. We
Mm,
see his ball distribution is fantastic. He's very good on the ball. He's very calm and composed, and he's able to provide stability, and he's able to create space for us. And for example, having these two players missing, it just creates a huge hole in the team. But guys, this is how Barcelona lined up for this game. It was Ter Stegen in goal, Alba, Koundé, Araujo, and Sergio Roberto in the defense. You had Gavi, Busquets, and Kessie in the midfield, Balde, Lewandowski, and Rafinha. When I saw this lineup, I was actually really surprised. Number one, I was surprised to see two starting left backs. I was thinking, well, what is Xavi trying to go here? What is he doing? Um, that midfield, I did understand that midfield. Like, you don't have that many options. Xavi decided not to play Eric Garcia or Marcos Alonso in that center back role. Instead, he went for Sergio Roberto out in the wide, but he later has to come off because of an injury. Hopefully, that injury isn't too serious, because our squad, as it is right now, we are lacking players, and we are in this final stretch of the season, so we want all of our players available. But Alex, what did you make of this lineup?
I actually liked it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I liked having Balde there. Even if it didn't give us what we wanted, I like the fact that Xavi took the risk. And again, I know it's not really the time to be taking these risks, but we've seen Balde as a player that offensively can be an asset to the team.
Mm-hmm.
He's just someone that's always, you know, taking on the man down the wing, and he's a very good dribbler. He's quick, so he's a player that can definitely create chances. And I actually liked it. The midfield I expected, nothing surprising
No.
there. And defensively, again, the whole two left back thing was interesting, but defensively, I also wasn't that surprised. Maybe I expected
But
Marcos Alonso, but
but what does the aspect of having two left backs? What does that say about Ansu Fati? Because
yeah, well, I mean,
the fact that you would rather start a left back rather than Ansu Fati. Ansu Fati's natural position is that left wing. It's the position that Balde and Jordi Alba was playing, because Balde and Jordi Alba, they interchanged multiple times in the game. What does that say about him? That's a clear indicator that Xavi would much rather have uh, and trust one of these two players over Ansu Fati.
yeah,
It's really poor.
no, for sure, it's something that that's definitely not a good look on Fati. And of course, there are rumors of a move to the Premier League. I know,
Yeah.
coincidentally, Tottenham would be interested in going after the 20-year-old.
Hmm.
Do I see this as something practical for Ansu Fati? Maybe I would preferably, as a Barca fan, I would maybe want him more as a loan rather than as just him leaving the club and basically not being our player anymore. But
Yeah.
it's that he needs to leave the team for sure. He's not going to be
No.
getting playtime,
No.
especially now that there's rumors of Messi coming back, and that's gonna change the offense entirely. We might be seeing Messi on the right and Dembele on the left. We're definitely gonna be seeing big changes. But again, regardless, it was a very poor performance overall. I'm surprised we didn't lose because there were a few chances.
Yeah, yeah.
Got
Getafe
very
did put
close
us under pressure, and there were some instances where I'm thinking like, hey, if this ball or this cross is a little bit better, this final touch is a little bit better, we could have been in real trouble.
for sure.
Um, but yeah, and so, uh, Alex, what are the chances that Barcelona win this league? Because at the start we were thinking, hey, 90%,
Yeah.
90%, 10% around that Real Madrid can come back, but 11 points, and
Right now,
and
yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and say we have a 80% of winning the league.
80%.
I'm gonna say 80% because again, for Atletico, we are gonna be getting De Jong and Pedri back,
Y-
right? If I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
yeah, yeah. But I don't know if Xavi is going to start something because, for example, would you start Gavi and Frankie De Jong in this game? I say that this is like a vital game. I'd say start them. I said go for it because like they were supposedly ready to start this game, but they didn't want to take any risk. They wanted to be safe, um, and they decided to rest both Pedri and Frankie De Jong for that Atletico Madrid game. And so I'm assuming that they will start for that game.
Right, and Christensen, is he also expected to return for the Atletico game or?
No, Christensen, I think that's going to be that's a little bit further out. And if that happens, you're going to see Marcos Alonso starting. Um, just because Atletico Madrid don't have extremely like fast and fast players, I'm not worried about that too much. What I think what we should be worried is more for that like crossing that interplay. I think that's something that we have to worry. Um, but rounding off the episode, Alex, what do you match rating and man of the match?
Yeah, so I'm gonna give this match a 6.
A
Very,
6.
very terrible game.
Mm-hmm.
Lucky that we tied, to be honest. And my man of the match, I don't think there should be one just because of how poor everything was.
Okay.
But I would probably give it to. The thing is, I don't think anyone deserves it. But
Yeah, exactly.
if I,
Okay, okay.
if I
So,
had
so,
to say,
so, so well, okay, but you do have the option to say, hey, no one deserves the man of the
yeah,
match.
no one's getting the man of the match.
Okay, okay. Yeah, definitely, definitely. I'm actually gonna go for the same thing. We definitely need to see more from this team. This team is struggling a lot. Players such as Lewandowski, such as Rafinha, we need to be seeing more from these type of players. These are our key players in attack, and you can't have this attack and be creating this little. Questions are going to be asked of Xavi, saying like, "Hey, yes, even though we are winning the league, even though I still have complete faith in him for in this project, criticism is going to fall on Xavi. Even though like we've been winning and we've been winning comfortably, our performance hasn't been there. There's been lots of results. We're just grinding it out, and as a result, we're going to need lots of players coming and a lot of players leaving. This summer transfer window is going to be huge for us. Um, and as a result, guys, we are going to be giving you all of our thoughts, all the transfer news, etc. Stay tuned for that. But running off the episode, guys, as always, I post a link on Twitter at Cooley Podcast 10. If any of you guys want to join and give your reaction, give your thoughts, always feel free and welcome to. And as always, guys, like, subscribe and comment. We'll see you guys all next episode. Peace out, guys.